one of her principal stipulations was that the films had to be shot in Britain with an all-British cast. Now, we all know how Hollywood likes to fabricate their movies in certain ways, but for JK to stick to her guns and say, if you're going to make these films, if you're going to make these books into movies, here's what I propose. You either stick to it or you don't. And can I just say right now, the talent that we have had in all the films, in all 7 films, 8 films if you count part 2, which I'm going to see later tonight, in all the films has just been amazing. Not only do I want to give thanks to J.K. Rowling, but I do want to give thanks to, you know, bringing out new stars in Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, and I know that there are tons more, and I'm actually starting to look for them, so bear with me a second here. So many of the kids. Ivana Lynch, who plays Luna Lovegood, the twins, Fred and George, played by crackers, the twins, oh my god, it's the Phelps twins basically. James and Oliver. Who else have we've got? I'm rolling through the cast at the moment, just bear with me. Tom Felton as Draco Malfoy. I can see him going on to do some awesome films after Harry Potter, I hope, and I'm sure he's going to do well in theatre as well if he goes down that road. As I've already said, the main 3, Neville Longbottom, played by Matthew Lewis, Seamus Finnegan, played by Devon Murray. These kids have just had so much praise in the past 10 years or for however many films they have done, and it's great to see such young talent emerge in such a way. I mean, this Harry Potter is the biggest movie franchise of all time, literally is. Okay, it has changed how we perceive, you know, I would say we perceive wizards and witches in some ways. It's now cool to be ginger. It's cool to be a witch. It's cool to be a wizard. You know, as I say, the casting: Mark Williams, Julie Walters, Jim Broadbent, Dame Maggie Smith, Ralph Fiennes, Imelda Staunton, Bill Nighy, Jason Isaacs, Helena Bonham Carter, Sir John Hurt, Warwick Davis. It's just unbelievable. Timothy Spall, David Tennant, Gary Oldman. Oh, what a dude. What a dude. Just all of them. Michael Gambon as well. Just Rhys Ifans. It's just immense. Literally, it is immense. You know, I'm just overwhelmed. Robbie Coltrane. I can't believe I forgot her name. Robbie Coltrane as well as Hagrid. Rubeus Hagrid. What a lovable character. But seriously, you look at what we've had. Oh, and let's not forget a certain Robert Pattinson, bless his cottons. You look at what she has done. She had this tiny vision, a small spark, and look at the explosion that she's created. Look at what has come of that dream, that vision, that concept that she had. You know, at a time of where she was at rock bottom. She said it was while she was at rock bottom. This is what made her do. You know, it says it. There's a quote in here. It basically says, "Failure meant a stripping away of the essential. I stopped pretending to myself that I was anything other than what I was, and began to direct all my energy to finishing the only work that mattered to me. Had I really succeeded at anything else, I might never have found the determination to succeed in the one area where I truly belonged. I was set free because my greatest fear had been realised, and I was still alive. And I still had a daughter whom I adored, and I had an old typewriter and a big idea. And so rock bottom became a solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life." I don't think you can say anything more to that. It's pretty much true to it. True to just what she says there. You know, we all have a place that we go to when we are at our absolute lowest. We escape to a world that we have created in ourselves, that we are in control, but we introduce certain characters and certain elements in that world to make us feel so much better about ourselves despite what is happening in the real world. despite how low life might be at that point, you go into that state of mind where you think, this is peaceful, this is heaven for me, this is where I want to be right now. And you create that world, and suddenly life becomes a lot simpler. You know, things seem a bit more clearer, and you realise where it is you want to go. And that's exactly what J.K. Rowling did. And hats off to the woman, hats off to the woman, hats off to everybody who has been involved with the films. David Yates, who has directed the last 4 films, Chris Columbus, who directed the first 2, Alfonso Cuarón, Mike Newell, who directed 3 and 4. Just absolutely fantastic, every single one of them, everybody who has been involved. And as I say, to all the cast, Alan Rickman, oh my god, why did I not even mention Alan Rickman? Please say I mentioned Alan Rickman, I hope I did. But Alan Rickman, in fact, what I propose, and this is it, right, I'm proposing this right now to the Queen. New Year's honours, right, everybody gets a mention, okay, I don't care. Alan Rickman to be knighted, J.K. Rowling to be a dame, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, Tom Felton, all of them to have some sort of like MBE, CBE, OBE, whichever of those 3 is the highest, to give it to them. Well deserved. Get everybody on your honours list, because seriously, come on. The biggest movie franchise of all time, a generation of Harry Potter. It's an end of an era. It is literally the end of an era, and I know so many people that I know, and I know of a few fans, namely one of my friends in America, Kelly Brown. I know how she will be feeling. She will be in absolute tears, the poor girl. Selena and her best friend Natalie, they are the Scullions, as I like to call them, they will both be overwhelmed as well. And I know that a lot of people out there are feeling that it is the end. I mean, the way I felt when I watched the final season, the final episode of Smallville, the series finale, when I cried towards the end, that is, you know, a TV show does that to me. Why? Because it's a Superman based story, you know, it's based on Superman. Being a big Superman fan, obviously being a softie as I am, it got to me. So the same thing will be said for Harry Potter. You know, it's the last film, and it's going to hit everybody, you know. The other thing I want to say is, where do we go from here? Well, JK has said that she's going to do what's something known as Pottermore, where she's going to release digital versions of the stories online. Correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, if you want. And she's going to allow for people to put themselves in the story, as it were. And, you know, here it is, yeah. It says, in June 2011, Rowling announced that future Harry projects and all electronic downloads would be concentrated in a new website called Pottermore. The site includes 18,000 words of additional information on characters, places, and objects in the Harry Potter universe. Nice. So, there you go. But if you were to ask me what would I like for her to do after the films are done, now that she's not writing any more books for Harry Potter, create an online gaming of Harry Potter. Can you imagine an online version of Harry Potter? Like things like World of Warcraft and things along those lines. How awesome would that be? Think about it. All the kids out there would be well in for it. And I know that a number of adults as well would be well in for it. But that would definitely work. It would rock, wouldn't it? Go for it, I say. I know I'll probably play it to some extent. But yeah, I think she should. But no, literally, as I say, a fantastic achievement. It's an awesome, awe-inspiring phenomenon, and what a franchise. And I don't think we are ever going to get anything as big as Harry Potter for the foreseeable future. In 50 years' time, they'll still be talking about Harry Potter. In 100 years' time, they'll be talking about Harry Potter. You know, it's set in stone now. It's there. It is a part of history. It is a part of a millennium, of a century, of a decade. You know, what can we say? You know, so I'm going to wrap it up there now, because I've obviously spoken for way too long. Again, I'm sorry about the lizard. I don't want to move him because he is just so comfortable. Look at him, dude. Oh dear, never mind. But yeah, For those of you who have seen Deathly Hallows Part 2, please, for the love of God, do not reveal anything in the comments below. Because if you do, not only will your comments be deleted, but I shall block you. You will feel my wrath. Anyway, I will be going to see it later tonight, 8:30. Oh, hello. And I am very, very much looking forward to it. In fact, I might even go next week as well, at the Tyneside Cinema this time, and take my girlfriend with me, go and watch it with her. So that'll be fun. But again, I'll be back home later on tonight to do the review of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Can't wait. Right, that's it from me. Ciao.